everyone, welcome to day 4 of VEDA, which is a video every day in August. So today I wanted to do a simple video on a topic that basically a response to Mommy Tips by Nicole. Nicole did a video about breastfeeding beyond the age of 2, and she had some questions about how you wean your child afterwards. So to start off, I have 2 boys, and my first one's 4 and my second one is 1 year old. And basically I breastfed both, and for my first son I breastfed him all the way up till 3 and a little bit, 3 years and 2 months maybe. And basically the only reason why I actually stopped breastfeeding him at the time, 3 years, was basically because for some reason, I don't know, with my body, when I breastfeed, I'm not able to have a cycle. So I actually went a full 3 years with no menstrual cycle, nothing. So, and we wanted another kid. So in order for me to ovulate again, I had to stop breastfeeding. So once I stopped breastfeeding with my son, my cycle started to come back. So basically with him, I always thought that they would just stop on their own, but I don't know, he just didn't. And I find that after the age of 2.5, it wasn't so much about breastfeeding for nutrition. I mean, obviously he ate food and drink and everything, but I think it was more like a comfort. It was kind of how he relaxed himself, and because usually he would do it before bed, or if something, you know, scared him or he hurt himself. It was only really for those reasons. So it was basically like comfort. So when he was around 2.5, I thought to myself, okay, I need to cut it down. So what I started doing was I was only feeding him in the morning when he woke up, before his nap, and then at bedtime. And as 3 years old approached, it was getting a little more difficult to wean him off. And I found that what made it kind of tough for me was also the fact that he's a big guy. Like, both my kids are huge, like lengthwise. So a lot of people thought that he was older than he was, and I got so many weird stares from people like, oh, your kid's like 5 years old and you're still feeding him, but he's only 3 or like 2.5. So that was kind of awkward, but you know, I try to just whatever. But you know, some people don't agree with that. And personally, I think you really got to go with what you feel right with, because in the end, a happy mom is a happy family. And if you don't feel good about what you do and your choices, your child is going to sense that, and that's not such a great thing. So you want your child to feel, you know, happy, and if they know that you're feeling good about things and that you're happy about things, I'm pretty sure they're going to be happy too. So just always keep that in mind, that whatever your decisions are, it is the most important thing is that, you know, you feel good about it, and that's going to reflect onto your family. So with me, I wasn't really ready to wean him off right away. But by the time I'd say 2.5 or hitting the 3-year mark, I was ready. I mean, because he's getting older and he didn't really focus on breastfeeding anymore. I mean, he would stop to breastfeed and then play off somewhere and then come back. And so I knew at that point it wasn't so important for him. So what I started to do was when it was time for nap, I started incorporating new things for him to find his comfort. So for example, I would cuddle with him, tell him a story, try to distract him. Like, he would ask for it, but I try to distract him away by, you know, giving him more hugs and telling him, you know, mommy loves you so much, oh, you're so sweet, and try to talk to him. And you know, it wasn't easy, and don't get me wrong, it took a while. Like I said, by the time I stopped weaning him, he was 3 and a bit, like 3 years and 4 months, I think. So, and I started to wean him, I believe he was like not 2.5, a little bit over 2.5, so just before 3. So it did maybe take me about 5 months to wean him off. So, and then I was watching this video by Mama Natural, and she had this really neat tip where she said that she would make this milk and warm it up and put some honey in it, and then he would have that, her son would have it before bed. and that was kind of similar to the taste of, oh, she put a little salt too. It was similar to the taste of breast milk, I guess you can say. So that was kind of like a replacement. So that can also be an option, you know, if it's whether it's an object or, you know, more cuddles or like even that warm milk. That you can always try that. And for my son, I didn't really give him. I mean, I gave him warm milk, but I didn't really give him comfort like blankets or anything like that. It was more just giving him lots of extra attention, spending a lot of time with him, reassuring him that mama loves him, that he's okay and that he's going to be safe. So it was a lot of you know, reassurance. And yeah, he eventually he weaned off. And I would say the hardest part of the weaning off wasn't the morning, it wasn't the nap feeding, it was the bedtime feeding. It was really hard, and that was probably the last one. And that one came down to me saying, sorry, mama doesn't make any more milk. And that's basically what I told him. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't make any more milk. And it broke his heart. It broke my heart. I hated seeing him like that. It was so devastating. But, I mean, he accepted it. And he was crying, but then I kept rubbing his back and telling him, look, I love you so much. And I tried to give him more milk. And but you know, after 2 nights, he was okay. Like, it wasn't so devastating to him anymore, and he started enjoying all the hugs. And so I actually had to take a lot of extra time to give him this affection. And I can understand if you already have children how that can be really tough, you know, because you don't want the other kids to feel neglected. But yeah, you have to kind of strategize it. Whereas that was my first son, so it wasn't so hard for me, but still was hard. And then now my second child is 1 and a bit, like 1 year and 2 months. And I'm still planning to keep on feeding him. My goal is up to 2 years, unless they wean earlier. So once he hits the 2-year mark, I'll start considering to wean him because I do want to have a third child. So yeah, that's how it went for me. So hope that was helpful. And please share if anyone else has experience with that, and I would love to hear about it. And I think it's really important that we all, you know, accept other people's opinions. And you know, everyone has a different way, and I think no matter what, it's okay. Whatever decision you make, as long as you feel good about it, that's the most important thing, because a happy mama is a happy family. So we have to remember that. So thank you very much for watching, and have a good evening. Bye.